Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you may be. Hello. I'm just stretching. I was like, sort of stretched before I went live. How is everyone? Hello. Let's have a look. Hey, Mona. Mona. Melissa. Sorry, I just had to see Mona's thing. And Verica, hello. It's so good to see you here. I haven't seen you around for a little while. How you doing, my dear? Yeah, how is everyone? It's been a couple of weeks. I didn't end up streaming last week because I was not feeling the best, and I'm still heady, but yeah, know how it is. You got to keep going. Whilst I was waiting, I thought I would be smart, and I have already done my lay down with eggshell. Okay, so I'm continuing with the Irojitens. Eggshell is from Very Pale Toned 8. There we go. I was like, yeah, I'll just start with that one. Basically, I was sitting here and my hands were fidgety, and I'm like, I need to do something. So hence, I went with that. Hey, Jamie. Oh, okay. Jamie's on the phone. Shh. Be quiet while Jamie's on the phone. All right. Georgia ended up having a go last week, the other week, and so she quickly did a version. She did hers with Copics. So I'm going to use it as a little bit of an inspiration. I love the hair color here, so I'm like it. I'm going to do a little bit of an inspiration and work with that. Right, I'm going to come in with apricotto. Apricot, which is from one of them. One of the books. That's really good. Hey. Volume 4, Pale Tone 2. Alright. I'm just going to come in and start doing some coloring. Hey, Dawn. How you doing? How's it going? How you going, mate? Hey. I'm in one of those moods. I don't know where today will go. I'm like, yeah, I'm so tired. Again, a beautiful thing. I had to go away for work the last couple of days, and I went by myself this time, which is a bit of a change. But it was roadworks on the highway and all of that kind of stuff, and it just took forever to get there and back, and it was up north instead of down south, and it was just, yeah. So I am exhausted. So 4 or 5 hours on the road each day for the last few days. I'm just like tired. But how's everyone else doing? How's it going up in the northern hemisphere for those that are up there? What's been going on with your peeps? What's been happening up where all the other people live? While I'm, we're down here in the south, upside down, turned around, going into summer while you guys are all like, oh, it's getting cold. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's getting hot. It's horrible. I hate it. It's been rainy actually the last week or so. We've had rain on and off, which has been nice. Although I did hear that the BOM, our Bureau of Meteorology, have changed their forecast because they thought La Nina would go all through our summer period, but apparently they've shortened it, and it should dry up by the end of December. So we'll see if that actually happens. I don't mind that it's wet. I'd rather it wet than dry. Uh-oh. Hey, Mandy, how you doing? What's going on? So I've seen everyone's been getting in with their Rooms of Wonder. Has everyone got their version of the book? I got home and it was here yesterday. I think it arrived Thursday, Friday. And I had a look through it. I'm like, eh. It's kind of like, eh. I know. There's a little bit of controversy. I was like, yeah. Let's see how we go. I'm like, got to figure out what I want to colour first. Probably the origami room. Lo and behold, me picking a Japanese themed thing. No, but then there's already the magic room, but everyone's done that. So I'm like, we'll see how we go. I feel extra quiet today. I don't know why. It's kind of like, yeah. This is one of these moments where you're like, finger. Everyone's gone quiet. Hello? Hello? Is anyone out there? Hello? Hello? And now I feel like the Vicar of Dibley. Hello? Yeah, whatever. No. Yes. Alrighty. Okay, let's come in with another colour. Don't know what colour. Let's go with cork. Bit of cork from some book. Light greyish tone 1, volume 6. Cork. Still haven't really? Oh, Melissa. That's no fair. Hey, not on eBay. It's usually where I find things like this. If they've been sold out everywhere else, I'll have a look at eBay. It's like my last point of call is eBay, but and because I don't want to pay an arm and a leg, which usually it is on eBay, but I will go there if I desperately want something. I remember getting one of the issues. I can't remember which one it was. I ended up having to do eBay option. I was like, rude. I'm lucky I have an Angie that's like full on the thing, and I'll be sitting there going, I'm going to order this, and she's already done it, and I'm like, okay, cool, no worries. I was gonna. Oh my gosh, but the amount of stuff. So here, you gotta love it. So I headed up north, and I planned all of my timings so that I could go op shopping while on the way up. So I stopped in at all of these little op shops on the way up, and I had 15 minutes in each little op shop and a bag, and that was my limit. Was what can I fit in a bag in 15 minutes? And I was like, I didn't spend all that much money, but I come home and I've got so much stuff in the bags, which is a good thing. It's like, oh, is that what I ended up with? I was like, okay. And then I went to a scrapbooking store yesterday. Feels so bad. And the young boy that served me was on the spectrum, so he's ASD, and which was fine, lovely young man. But I didn't realise until about halfway home, so about 2 hours down the highway, I finally checked my phone as I pulled over to fuel up. And I had a message. All kudos to the mother for finding me for a start. From the brief conversation we had, she managed to find me. Her son had put his phone in my bag when he was packing it. And and as soon as I saw that, I went, oh no, he's going to be having he will be having a meltdown over it. And I said, here, my phone number's here, give me a call. And she rung me. And my first thing was, how is he coping? And she's like, oh, and she goes, I'm not sure if, and I said, yeah, and she was about to tell me. And I said, listen, I saw that it was ASD. And I said, that's why I'm asking, how is he coping? And she's like, not good. And I was like, well, let him know that I'm a teacher and I know how important it is to him, and I'll express post it back to him on Monday. But yeah, poor kid. So I've got to send a phone back, express post on Monday. I went, of all of it to happen to was the lady that was getting in a car and driving 4 hours south. Poor. That's all right. We'll get that to him. And he had it on silent, of course, so ringing it was pointless because I never heard it because it was in the bag in the back of the car. She's looking very yellow compared to the other lady, which is the whole point, but it's just like such a contrast. We will tone it down in a sec. All right. I'm going to come in with some, this is from the new colours, the 10 new colours, Russet Brown. Irojitens version of Kaput Mortem, Dead Man. It usually takes a while to get here. Oh, yeah, it does here too. We're always months behind down here. And like Andy and I both have a subscription and it still takes forever to get here. Mind you, this was a special, but they still take months. And even worse in the news agency. I'll go into the news agency and they're even further behind. Yeah. Me, no. Probably not, no. I must admit, Halloween, the kids don't mind it and they'll get dressed up and go for a wander, maybe, depending on, who they've planned it with. I think Emily's, I don't know. Who knows what Emily's doing? Like I said, she's at that age where she doesn't want to tell me anything. But I think she's doing something for her with her friends because they're all in the nearly 18 kind of era. And I don't know what George is doing, but they usually like to dress up. But nothing too drastic for me. I'm old school Australian. It's kind of like, Halloween isn't really huge. A Wingling special. Oh, jeez. That was a while back. And how the boys doing? Imagine they're noisy. Oh, yeah. Young boys. Like, yes. Mama. Mama, mama. Where to the pumpkin patch? Oh, that's so cute. Oh, that is adorable. That would be so much fun. Did you get lots of photos of them in amongst the pumpkins? Because I'll have to check it out. Because that would just be adorable. We've got pumpkins growing in the backyard. This is exciting. I love pumpkin. But the pumpkin you can eat. I think the pumpkins that you guys get. Hey, Belinda, the pumpkins that you guys get for the Halloween stuff are not very nice to eat. It's all about the size and the looks. Bit rude, hey. Not about what's on the inside with them ones. It's more about what's not on the inside. Poor pumpkins. They're not chosen for their personality, let's put it that way. Bit rude. Feeling sad for the pumpkins now. It's like when I go to the grocery store here, I like to get the Odd Fellows for the apples. Sometimes if I can find them. That's like, and the capsicums. So peppers, I think you guys call them. I get the Odd Fellow ones because I feel bad for them being rejected because they're not perfect. I know, I'm that kind of person. Oh, they're going to be Toy Story. Ah, that is so cool. I love Toy Story. Toy Story is awesome. Although, I watched the Buzz Lightyear video the other day. New movie. And it was interesting. All right, Chestnut Brown. It was kind of like long. And, how's it going down in the Melbourne? Belinda, how's it going down there? Melbourne. Daylight savings. It's wet. Yeah, it's a little bit wet down there. Even Tasmania is getting a little bit of a go at it this time round. It's kind of like you guys went, yeah, it's you guys up north got it all last time. We're gonna steal it away from you. And I'm like, you have it all you want. Have all the water. Still haven't dried out from last year. Or beginning of the year. I'm like, no, it's all good. I saw someone, was it when we were driving the other day, we saw the water truck or something, and I was like, who's actually getting water at this point in time? Because that where we are, there's obviously a lot of properties that have tank water, and I'm like, man, if your tank's empty, something's wrong. No water feed ever. I'm like, I was thinking of you. My aunt's visiting B, and she crochets and does stuff. and we had to go on the hunt for some mandala wool or something. Some kind of wool. Some wool brand, and wasn't in this store and it wasn't in that store, and so I ended up having to order it online, and and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I got all this trouble for some wool. And I was like, but it was all pinks and kind of purplies and nicely coloured, I don't know, variegated kind of stuff, and I'm like, okay, looks pretty. I feel like I'm chanting now. Oh no. I'm not chanting to the rain gods, let's put it that way. I don't want no.
Yeah, there you go.
You can stay away for a while. All right, let's have a look at. She looks a bit shoulderless. Give her some definition. It's like, yeah. I'm like looking at my own shoulder going, do I have any? I'm like, maybe not. Too much chocolate. It's not too bad. Oh, that's good. That is good. It's always the people that decide that they think, going for a good old joyride, going through and checking out the floodwater that worries me, because they usually end up trapped. I always get worried about that one. Like, yeah, they didn't have that particular color, because she'd been starting on some color thing, and then my spotlight up here is, I'm from Whoop Whoop compared to thing, and they're like, no, we've never had that. And I don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, as you can imagine. So I was like, yeah, if I sound a little bit sniffly, it's because I still am. So you'll hear me sound a little bit nasally. And I think it's because I stayed in a hotel last couple of nights, which was air-conned, and I don't usually do air conditioning, so. But I didn't open the windows, because lo and behold, the balcony, obviously people had been smoking out there, and I couldn't stand the smell. The irony of that. I went to open the window just to have fresh air, like the door, and I was like, yeah, no, I can't smell that. I was like, well. I'm now starting to get some definition into her face. Yeah, but we found it. We found it on the interwebs. All right. Coming in with sepia. I'm trying not to make a big divot in her nose. I'm off to the antique store after this because I'm doing an exchange with the antiques lady. So I don't know what she's got for me, goodies, but I'm going to go check that out. I was like, okay. Imagine some old books and stuff. Oh, nice. Another. No, I like masculine looking ones. They're probably because I just naturally tend more to those kind of colours. Browns and reds and all that kind of stuff. It's like, yeah. We picked up a new bookcase last week. Oh, what a mission. So Facebook Marketplace, I'm sitting there and I was like, I'll just have I just go on and have a bit of a squeeze every now and again. And someone was getting rid of this bookcase that's about 5.5 foot by 7.5 feet. And but it was built by a cabinet maker, so a kit for it had been built into the house as an alcove and stuff. And she said she was selling it for $100, which is like amazing price. And it said, oh yeah, it's a little bit heavy. And I went around with the girls at one stage. I'm like, yeah, I'll just put it on top of the roof racks. One, way bigger in person than it looked on thing, even though I knew the measurements and I knew it'd fit. It was just huge. And I'm like, yeah, nah, we're not getting that onto my roof racks. And then, so I ended up going over and I met one of my neighbours because I wanted to ask about using his rusted truck for Emily's formal photos. And we ended up getting chatting, and he collects old stuff too, but his is like machinery and rusty bits and stuff. And we were talking and things and had a flatbed ute. And I'm like, And then he asked if I could do a sign because I said I paint and all of that. And he wanted a sign for his outback loo that overlooks the river. And I went, oh yeah. I said, I'll make a deal. I said, I'll paint your sign if I can borrow you and your ute to help me pick up a shelf. So we did that, and then trying to get it upstairs. Oh my gosh! And I've got bruises everywhere, and it's like it's a piece of machinery. Oh, grey with purple and yellows, nice. But it's a bookcase to end all bookcases. And George keeps talking about, we should have a library. And I'm like, Georgia, we've always had a library. It's just that, but yeah, this is how big the bookcase ended up being. Look at the size of that thing. It's huge, humongousness. And I was like, wowza. And I got it up and I put some stuff on it. And the girls come out and it's like 9 o'clock at night and I've got the candles going in the shelf and I'm just sitting there and they're like, are you just sitting there looking at your bookcase? And I'm like, yes, I am. Shut up. I said, it's beautiful. I want to look at it. So they were paying me out for me sitting there just looking at my bookcase. But because it's a mixed match of bookcases, before that, and now I've got just like one standard big bookcase, it actually looks tidier and less cluttered and stuff. And so it's like, it's kind of nice. Alrighty. I'm going to come in with, from the new set, this is the silver grey. And had the new person move in downstairs yesterday. I'm just using the silver grey now to knock back a little bit of the yellow, because we want her to be much tanned and have a much warmer skin tone, but we don't want her looking like a certain ex-president. Just knocking it back a little bit. And, yeah, it's been a crazy week. I ended up being Johnny Depp again on Tuesday night. Johnny Depp had to come back out for a encore performance. So I had my school's annual talent show thing, and they always have celebrity judges, and I've been doing it for years, where I dress up and be something different each time. And so obviously we're the celebrity judges, and it's always a big secret about who are the teachers going to be and who are they going to play. And so I ended up coming back for a re-performance of Johnny Depp. And one of my other colleagues was Ozzy Osbourne, and her part of her role is she has therapy dogs at our school. So were we playing on the whole stealing of dogs and all of that kind of stuff? Yes, it was a hilarious evening full of antics. And then I come home and realize I'm getting too old for such antics. I pulled a groin muscle. I had fallen upstairs and things, and I'm just like, I am too old for this stuff. I'm way too old, but fun. You're kind of like, oh, maybe I should grow up at some point. Become growing up and boring. Yeah, I should become old and boring and just, act my age. Said no one ever. Well, me. All right, coming back in with Eggershallness. But I tell you what, I still reckon I've made a pretty hot bloke.
Mm-hmm.
And it's disconcerting. I was in there checking myself out, and I'm like, you got issues, lovely. I'm not a narcissist. I did have my psychologist, who I had to go to my appointment on Tuesday, but between getting ready, finishing classes, all of that, I literally had to slaughter in after I'd gotten dressed for the night. So I walked up to my psychologist appointment in the middle of town, dressed like Johnny Depp, and with fake beard and all on. And we're having a discussion about my mental health while I'm sitting there dressed in character. And she's assuring me I'm not a narcissist. And I'm like, yeah, but I've been checking myself out a bit in the mirror on the way in here. But it was kind of funny. But apparently I'm not a narcissist. But I've got writing a referral to my doctor and stuff about looking into treatment for ADHD rather than just my anxiety, because as and B would know that too, as more information comes out, it's like, wait up. I think that's just been what I've been suffering with my entire life. That's why I'm so weird and odd and never understood how other people could do things like sleep without, or just lots of things that I didn't realize were signs of adult ADHD. But they're so obvious once you look into it. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I am a bit messed up. I'm like, hey Della, how you doing? And the fact that I'm 44 years old, acting like Johnny Depp, running around a stage stealing dogs, might explain a bit of it too. All right, I'm going to come in with a blendy. I'm just going to use the Derwent one. Oh, brush. Apparently I should use that. Oh, yeah, it was so messed up in our ways. But I liked it because, it explains kind of the obsessive hyper-focus stages without it being like OCD. Because I know, I joke about it, but I don't have OCD and stuff. But it does explain a lot of that obsessive behavior and addictive behavior and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh gosh. And my hatred of paperwork. Yeah. So that's kind of like the anxiety and the ADHD kind of go hand in hand. And I've always been treated for the anxiety and the depression. But it's like, But then it's, as my psychologist said, she goes, we've got to work out whether it's trauma-based behaviors, or whether it's ADHD and stuff. So we've got to delve into further where my kind of behaviors come from and stuff. So the interesting way that the human mind manages to mess you up to try and protect itself. Fascinating. Well, she's starting to look less yellow. Less bullbrish. Oh, yeah. The hyperfocus, I don't think will ever go away. That yeah. But it's nice to know that there's a reason behind it, like that kind of why you just get on something and that's all you can do and think about to the detriment of everything else in your life. And then simple mundane things like, paperwork. It's like, yeah, I'll procrastinate on that until the cows come home. right, so we've got the first lay down. Not finished. We've got the first bit downsies. All right. I'm going to come in with a bit of black in some areas. I might zoom in a little bit now that we're kind of getting into some nitty-gritty bits. Getting into the nitty-gritty. And it's like, but because I learned years ago, and I've always said it to my bosses, I said, if you want something from me, you must give me a deadline, because otherwise it won't get done. And even when it comes to like reporting and marking and stuff at school, we have a deadline, and I am always the last. Luckily, they don't chase me up anymore. They used to, the first few years that I moved to this new school, they'd chase me up and be like, and I'll be like, it'll be done. And they have learned that it will always get done. It just get done just before. But I was my brother was here, and he was talking because my nephew's getting finally. We've always he always knew, but he's finally being diagnosed and is being treated and doing much better. And even my brother was saying, he goes, it's clear we have issues in our family. And I'm like, yeah, I think. Because he goes, oh, there's no doubt he has it too, in some sense. Yeah. So enough about me. What else going on? It's quiet stream today. Not many in at all. Oh, very quiet. Mm-hmm. I love that. Oh, that's awesome. I was saying to my site, I said that my strategy for when things are all over the place, my head's all over the place, is I organize things. And I said the kids don't even ask now if they come out, and it's like early in the morning, and I've got a whole pile of things out of cupboards, and I'm putting them in piles and organizing them into things. They just go, okay. Yeah. It's crazy what the mind does. And fascinating as well. All right, let's come in. Oh, Casper, shut your face. Don't be so annoying. Coming back in with that Russet Brown. Casper's like, life's so tough on you, Casper. He's struggling. Like, I think he was excited to see me this afternoon. I got home and he was like jumping around like a little puppy again. He was like, "Whoa, where you been? You're home." It's kind of cute. Dogs will always remind you that you're loved by something. But it was kind of weird at the hotel not being woken up to, birds and animals and all as such. And you're just like, whoa, it's so weird. It's so quiet. I don't like it. Don't like it. So what other goss is there? What else? As I go out to my kids on playground duty because I'm bored, and I'll be like, who's going out with who? Who likes who? Who's fighting with who? Someone, tell me. What's Gus? But yeah, you guys are up there, be getting full on into your Halloween decorations and ready for that. I love seeing the houses that get done up. They're so cool. And like the ones that the way the whole streets are done, and then there's that one house that adamantly refuses. I'm like, yeah, that'd be me. No, it wouldn't. But I still have a giggle at that. It's like that adamant. I will not participate in this. And so you've got every other house lit up and with things and smoke and pumpkins, and then one house of nothingness, which then makes it even eerier. So you're like, by doing nothing, you actually made your house even better scary. What am I using? Cork. Yeah, well, as you know, I read those memes where it's kind of like, oh, I went to the fridge to get the milk and then noticed that the, veggies needed doing stuff. So then I thought about, oh, wait up, all the canned veggies in the cupboard. And next minute I'm organizing the, Tupperware cupboard and forgot that I went to the fridge for whatever it may have been in the beginning. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's so true. So true. I was like, what was my initial purpose? I don't know. What did I come in here for? I don't know. I can't remember what it was the other day that I went to do something and it ended up into one of those spiraling moments, and I was sitting there organizing material scraps at the end of it. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I think I went into the linen cupboard to find a pillowcase or something. I don't know what it was, but it just snowballed. And I was like, okay, that's where we're at today. All right. Back in with a little bit of eggshell. I'm going to turn the book a little bit so I do my circles in the opposite direction. All right. She's starting to look less like an Oompa Loompa now. But yeah, I've decided I need to find cheaper obsessions. That's what I need to find, is ones that don't cost me any money. That would be good. You know, why can't I be obsessed about saving a deposit? That, you know, why can't I get on those kind of obsessions? Like, just save money. Be obsessed with that. It's like, yeah, but that's boring.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to come in now with probably Prisoner White. Let's work with that and see if it breaks on me. This little itty bitty one was breaking on me all last week. All right. So I have to use Prisma White or any other white because the Irojitens don't have a white. So although I probably wouldn't use like a poly white or anything like this. So I want a bit of the opaqueness that comes from the waxier whites. So I'm just checking I'm still in screen. It's funny, I don't even, you know, you sit there and think, oh yeah, you forget how much noise is actually there until it's not there anymore. There's sounds of everyone going on. Oh, mind you, they were going off 5 o'clock this morning. It was like the whole world woke up at 5 o'clock this morning. Laura Keats, Carter's, Chooks. It was just like, whoa. And I was like, shut up. But I got a feeling I'm going to try. I'm going to try and have the day day to day, because I'm honestly brain exhausted after the last few days of work and driving. And then I get what do you go away for when you're a teacher? And I'm like, yeah, I do other things with being a teacher other than just teach. All right, I'm just going to turn her around again so I can get an angle right. Everyone will be proud of me. I'm using my brush. All right. Okay. Let's get in and think about hair. Hair! All right. I'm going to come in with that silver grey. Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. I'm going to just quickly run over some silver grey over her hair. She's going to have yellow blonde hair, but I still want a bit of grey there, just as a tonal layer. It's like I'm greying up the grayscale even more. All right, tonal layer on. Let's go. No worries. Have a good day yourself, Belinda. Stay dry. Trying to come in with what do I want to do? Sepia. Let's come in with sepia. Oh, yay, Jamie. Jamie's up the phone. Whoop, whoop. Is everyone okay? It was good. That was one of the things, because I was by myself yesterday. I spent the drive catching up with the parentals and stuff and doing all of those phone calls. And I was like, yay, I'm stuck in a car, so I may as well do all of that. I'll talk to you for a while and you feel good. My dad's going to be here on Tuesday. Only for a couple of nights, but good to see him again. I'll be turning because I'm hairing. I'll be spinning you. Yeah, I do have a cold, Jamie. Yeah, that's why I didn't stream last week, because I was really heady last week, and it's just not going away. But I was just saying, I've been in aircon at a hotel for the last few days, and I think that's brought back that the sinus part of it, because it had worn off. But I think being stuck in air conditioning for a few days is just reactivated it. All right, we'll see how many yawn now. We'll see how long the ride can last. Oh yeah, I'm okay. It's just heady. I'm not unwell, so which is good. Last weekend I was. I just did not feel good last weekend at all. This one's just in my. It's just annoying. I'm sniffly. I'm snuffleupagus at the moment. Snuffleupagus. I miss Sesame Street. Sesame Street. Yeah. Groucho. It was cool. You've been yawning for an hour. Fascinating conversation on the phone, hey? The only excitement of my trip away was obviously a stolen car was going up the highway, and it passed me at one point like at a ridiculous speed, and you're like, yeah, and it was all kind of messed up, and you're like, well, I think you'd be stolen the way you're driving, because it was not following any road rules. Let's put it that way. It was crossing and overtaken where it shouldn't have been overtaken, and you're like, you're either in a real big rush or you're getting away from something. And I was like, going on the state of that car, I would say you're getting away from something. And good car, but it was a I think it was a Commodore. It was going that fast, I didn't even have time to really look at what it was. But it was, I'm going to name it black. It was going a bit fast, and then about 10 minutes later, the paddy bag come past, so the police vehicles come past with the lights going, and you're like, yeah, you're way behind. So they were going, and I was like, yeah, cool. And then they must have realized that the police were catching up, so they must have diverted off the highway for a while, because I ended up pulling up to go to loo and do a few other things, and then got back on the road. And then next minute, this car's taking me over again, and I'm like, oh, so we went a bit bush bashing for a little bit, and now we're back on the highway. And then, yep, police car again, and you're like, about 20 minutes later, and you're like, yeah, you're not catching them. You guys are way behind. So yeah, that was my excitement while I was sitting at stop and go lights for like 5 hours. I was sending Emily every time I stopped, because I was so not on my phone in my vehicle on my thing. But every time I stopped at the stop and go lights, I'd send a photo of them and be like, "Yep, there's another one. Here's another one." It was kind of ridiculous. And then I'm like, maybe. Hey, you should become a traffic controller, Andy. Because, like, seriously, they got a life. They just stand there, and they stand there on their phone, and the lights do the job anyway. They're just there just in case the lights don't do their job. You don't need to speak. It's that you can text that. They were people by themselves. That's what I mean. Like out in the middle of Whoop Whoop, they were on their own. It wasn't because they weren't turning as such. And I was like,
Yeah.
I get paid a fortune for it. Boring as, however. Oh yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, I just let them pass. I'm like, yeah, you can pass me. I'd rather you. But I kept thinking I'm going to go around the corner because going up north is a little bit more turny and bendy and hilly. And I'm like, I'm going to go around the corner at one point, and you've gone way too fast around a corner, and you've gone off the side. But luckily, that was not the case because I was more worried that the way they were driving, that they were going to get clocked and take someone else out as well. All right. Going to come in with oil yellow now. Yeah, it's called oil yellow. Yeah, it's honestly, and kids in stolen cars, because most of the time it's actually kids that steal the cars. Again, even more dangerous because they think they know how to drive, but they don't, and they don't. They're not following the rules of don't overtake at this point because there could be a big semi trailer just around the bend. But yeah, well, I just back right off so that I'm not involved if something goes wrong. Yeah, crazy people.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, get to it when I feel like it. Stop yawning, woman. Yeah, I know it's crazy. Hey, like we call ours the lollipop ladies, or lollipop men, at the front of the schools, and ours are all volunteers. They don't, they generally don't get paid. But the one that's down at the primary school that I go past to go to work every morning, she's so lovely and she waits every day. But yeah, they do. Some people are just idiots and they think, oh no, I'm just not going to stop for this lady or man and the children. We'll just keep going. I'm in too much of a rush. I'm too important. And you're like, yep. Idiot. It's like the ones that don't stop for pedestrians waiting at the side of a pedestrian crossing. You're like, you do know that that's the law. Rightio. Yeah, idiots. That's it. No other way. I'm not being nice about it. They're just idiots. Need a little bit more brown. What kind of brown do I want to use? Just having a look. I'll just stick with you, Chestnut Brown. Just stick with you. Because remember, I'm going for a yellow blonde. I'm not going for a complete bleached white blonde. I'm going for, sun bleached yellow blonde. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have to follow the law. They're too important. They can wait for me. And you're like, yeah. That being said, sometimes I'm completely on another planet whilst driving and, fail to see someone standing at the side. And I feel really bad. Because I'm like, in airhead land, where I spend most of my time. And then I'm kicking myself. So I say, everyone makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. It's just about recognizing that you made a mistake. Right. Starting to look more like the color I want. Yeah, it's the that's exactly it. Yeah, they keep just choosing to do it. And then the brain going, oh, I should have done this. What if I'd done this? Oh my God. And you're like, I can't turn back time. Not sure. Turn back time. I can find a way. Take back, as you say. Reach the star.
Oh, det var värre va?
Oh gosh, now I've got share stuck in my head.
Ja, det var jag. Inte nå.
Yeah, no, I happily admit that I was in the wrong. Even it's like I hit a car in a car park at Christmas time, and I'm the one that leaves the note and says I did this. All right. Hey. All right. Coming in with eggshell. Yeah, the way she's yawning, I don't think she did. It's usually me that's like doing that. Yeah. I actually slept quite well last night. I think because I, a couple of nights not being in my bed and then coming back and being in my bed, I was like, yep, I'm out. Which is good. All right. Back in with sepia. I'm going to do some wispies. Slowly getting there. It is a beautiful image. It's just such a nice image that I'm glad Georgia picked it. Not glad for the fact that I've got 2 skin tones and 2 lots of hair. Oh, gosh, but it is a beautiful image. But thankfully now she's got hair, she doesn't quite look so orange. All right. Yeah, no, they were there this morning. I think they just got up real early this morning, Jamie, and they've kind of skedaddled off. Because trust me, 5 o'clock this morning, they were definitely around waking me up. Yeah, they are a bit quiet at the moment. There's a chirp here and there, but not as loud as they normally are. I haven't had the birds come and go and feed me, feed me. They haven't arrived yet. Yeah, they'll probably come soon. All right, a bit of white. Someone's going off. One of the neighbours. Probably someone yelling at Keith next door. Old mate next door's deaf. So every now and again you hear his wife actually yell and full on at him. He must be being extra selectively deaf that day. Alrighty. How do you reckon that's looking? Are they looking like ladies? Ladies. Ladies. Alright. I don't even know where we were the other day. I did that one. Hey, Daggy. That'd be me. Alright. Yeah, we'll do a quick little one. Drover. So that's person that runs cattle, musters the cattle along a whole lot of things. Going droving. Daggy. That's me. I always sit there and call myself a dag. They could be ladies of the night. They could be, but they're not. They're just in love. Daggy is unfashionable. That me all over. Well, sometimes I choose to be daggy. Other days I might try a little harder. Oh, put a pair of dacks on. Okay, so I'm putting my dacks on. Just putting on pants, whether they be long pants, short pants, underpants, whatever. I've just got to go put a pair of dacks on. Use that all the time. Damper. Oh, damper. Soda bread. Is that what you guys call it? There you go. Bread cooked in a camp oven. Oh, I should make some damper today. And there's nothing in it. It's literally flour, water, and a bit of salt. Yet so good with scalded syrup and melted butter. Okay, sorry, just got to think. Oh, Darwinian, someone from up north, thing. I'm like, what? Date. Okay, if you're talking about someone's date, you got to be very specific here in Australia because someone's date is also their rear end orifice. Because if you look at it, it kind of looks like a date. But anyway, all right. And a date roll then is therefore obviously a loo roll, toilet roll. Dawn service. Okay, this is a big thing here in Australia. On Anzac Day, we get up and at the rising of the sun, we will remember, and at the going down of the sun, we will remember them. And yeah, so we have dawn service because that's when they started their, I guess, trip onto Gallipoli shores that failed badly, but it started at dawn. And yeah, so that's why we always do that. A dead marine, okay, is an empty beer bottle. I haven't heard of that one. It may have its roots in the license one issued to the Bottle-O's, which is our liquor stores, which stated they were licensed marine collectors as a reference to Jetsam washed ashore. Okay. I don't know anything about that one. Oh, I'm dead set on something. If you're dead set on it, you are like fair dinkum, you're doing it. No one's telling me nothing about it. I'm just doing it. I'm dead set on it. If you're deadly, okay, it is one that's very much part of our First Nations kind of speech as well, which means that you are awesome, excellent, it was great, it was deadly. A decky is someone that works on the deckhand on a fishing boat. Pretty much, if you can shorten it, we're going to shorten it. We've got an alecky, a decky, a chippy. It keeps going. All right. Then a dero. You're a dero.
Yeah, but
Basically a homeless alcoholic. You're just a dero. I know. Gotta love it, eh? If you go into the desert, you just basically go inland. So basically anything within 100 k's of the shores is the desert. We've pretty much got a nice little green strip around the edge of Australia, down there, and then desert. All right. Okay, devil's eye, eggs placed in a hole cut in a slice of bread and fried. I'm like, no, that's toad in a hole. But, I've never heard of devil's eyes, but whatever. Put a smile on your dial. Okay, so if you put a smile on your dial, on your face, put a smile on your face. I remember using this all the time. I've used it in a long time. A Dickless Tracy is basically a female police officer. I remember used to hearing that all the time. Luckily, I'm glad that that's gone out of fashion. Someone that's diehard is someone that's truly set in their ways, so stubborn if they're diehard. A digger is a member of what we call a member of the Australian Armed Forces that is a private and more so forth rather than an officer. They're a digger. And then to have a dig at someone is to have a go at them. And then get a dyke. There's so many complications for a dyke here. But it's a communal lavatory. It's also, used to for lesbians. So lots of dyke, and then a dill. If you're a dill, you're a fool. He's just a dill. But yeah, there you go. But there we go. Brief interlude into the Australians. All right, let's do some eyeballs. Alrighty. Okay. All right, I'm going to come in with egg yolk, which is from the new set. Oh, yolk yellow, sorry. Might zoom in a little bit. Maybe if I want to open up my zoomy feed. All right. Zoomy dude. Let's make sure it's in focus on my very unpolished nails. They're looking very classy right today. They're looking good. They'd be good. Okay. All right. Yolk yellow. Then I'm going to come in with chestnut brown. A bit of chestnut brown, and then a bit of sepia. Come in with eraser. Because I can't, keep in the lines to save myself. All right, a little bit of black. Come back in with that chestnut. All right. A little bit of the Russet Brown. a little bit of the sepia again. And then a little bit of the silver grey. And suddenly she doesn't look dead. Hey, Roni. How you doing? Black. Sorry, concentrating on little things. All right. There we got that one. While I'm here, I'm going to run a little bit of the Vivid Grape that we use in her hair. I'm just going to run a little bit of that through her eyeballs. Her eyebrows. Let's not do it through her eyeballs. And then a little bit of the black. All right. Okay, let's go on to the other tip. Oh, all right. We're going to go in with that's okay. Everyone's answered. I'm using the Irojitens. No, I figured we'll stay Japanesey. Hey, Japanesey. Horizon Blue. Horizon Blue. Pale tone 1. Sorry, I haven't used these colours, so I've got to sharpen them. We've got Aqua. So Aquaness. And there we go. in with Kingfisher. A little bit of Russet Brown. A little bit of sepia. And then a little bit of silver grey. And black. All right, there we go. Look, they're both starting to look alive now. Hey, Jody, how's it going? All right. Starting to look a little bit alive. Alrighty, let's come in with, I want pale tone 1, pale tone 2, no, oh, right there in front of me. See, it was right there in front of me, everyone. Shell pink. All right, shell pink. Coral pink. This I'm going to do the lips the same. It'll be a good example of how the undertone of the skin can change the appearance of the color of the lips. It's kind of cool. All right. We've got our Russet Brown. It's like I feel like I'm like in. If you can see, my head is like literally just above it. I'm like, why are you so tiny? Why are your lips so tiny and your eyeballs? Alright. A little bit of that sepia. Come back in with the shell pink. And because they annoy me, come on, dull down. I'm just going to try coming. I don't think it's going to work. Oh, and did I break it? Yep. Of course I did, because that would be me. I'll fix that later. Let's just pretend I didn't do that. You saw nothing. Oh gosh, stuff flying everywhere now.
Yeah. Help. Help.
Oh, there it is. All right. The lines is too thick. Just try and dull it down a little bit. All right. While that dries, I'm going to come in with some kind of colour. Let's go this one. Why not? It's here. Yeah.
No, so nothing.
Nothing, nothing, nothing. All right, we had Vicar of Dibley. Now we've got Hogan's Heroes. All right, cherry red. Oh. All right, we got that one. Let's come in because it's here. Chestnut Brown. I will go over it again. It's just to provide some depth. Back in with that cherry. Alright, slowly getting there. Slowly. Alright. I need a deeper red. Not quite what I want. Alright, coming in with crimson. Cherry on top. Alright. And then let's come in with some white. Okay, and then a little bit of black. Alright, back in with that white. Alrighty, so we're kind of getting there now. Kinda, not really, sorta. Alright, there we go. Hey, Mona! Yeah, it's my Japanese gongs. I have them hanging in my doorway. It's a bit windy at the moment, so they're just they're chiming along. Just to let everyone know, it's time to get up. It's windy. And then Casper's like, yeah, I'll just join in. Why not? All right. Okey dokey. What are we looking at? Oh, a drink. That'd be what we're looking at. Cool. Well, that probably is pretty good timing. Oh, I forgot that hair. Hold on. Rude. Rude. Why didn't anyone tell me? Where's Renee? Renee would have noticed. She would have been like, tell me the hair. All right. Oh, my nose is driving me nuts. Probably driving you nuts too. Where'd my oil yellow go? Oh, call me oil yellow. There it is. A bit of chestnut. A little bit of the eggshell. And then a little bit of black. Thank you, Mona. Appreciate that. I must admit, I do love doing portraits. I whinge about it, but I do like them. I like faces. Okay. Well, there we go. We're kind of there with them at the moment. They're looking a little bit more alive, which is good. Now they just need some prettiness around them. Your attention's been on football. What? No. Football? Yeah. Even if it is for sport. We don't mind. All right, my attention's been divided with the ongoings in my head, so it works. Alrighty. But there we go. So we've got our two that are going with that. Now I'll let you know the plan for like the roses. So I'm going to use these colors here, and we're going to have like kind of like tequila sunset kind of roses, you know, that kind of thing with that color theme. That's the plan, Jan. Whether I change my mind by then, who knows? But that's kind of what we're looking there for that. And the roses will then begin to tie them in a little bit and things. But yeah. All right. Well, I'm like going to go and put all of these pencils away before they send me batty by being out on my desk. And I'm going to probably maybe get changed and go do antique shopping. They are looking very hot. Thanks, Stella. That's good, because I was kind of going for the fact that you know, I wanted these chicks to look a little bit like they may be soulmates, but there's nothing saying that they can't both be like totally hot. So it's like, hello, ladies, and the boys will be like, ugh, drats. That's how, you know, I always say. But anyway, all right. Thank you very much. All right. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one when we'll continue with this. Thank you very much. Bye.